Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from the IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab, the Star Trek lab. This is the 13th video. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We have created a new Hyper-V virtual machine, and then we will prepare this new virtual machine to be a workstation that will have Windows 10 LTSC Enterprise installed on it, and will install all the necessary programs any user will need. For example, something like the Chrome, Firefox, Office, Classic Shell, all of this, including the Windows. And then we will take an image of this virtual machine and deploy it, or make it as a template to be deployed to any newly created workstation. So this is the process, or we call this process imaging, or I call it creating desktop master image. So in the previous video, I have created the virtual machine, then we have installed Windows 10 LTSC Enterprise 2019. Why we install this specific version of Windows, I have discussed in the previous video why. There is a lot of reasons. One of them is the stability of this version, and as I said before, there is a lot of reasons. Please refer to my previous video. And then, as I said before, we have reached, or in the previous video, we have installed the Windows, and then we have installed the different programs like the Chrome, the Firefox, all of this we have installed, and the Office and the Classic Shell. So we have made all of these steps, but in this video we will use, or we will make another thing. We will use something called DevProf program. This is a program that we will use to make a master Windows 10 user profile, and this master Windows 10 user profile will be the default Windows 10 profile for any user. What is this, or what I mean by this? For example, anyone that logs in with his Windows account, or with user on the Windows for the first time, the Windows make a profile for him. Okay, what I mean by this profile? First of all, where is the profile of the user? So for example, I have logged in on my machine. This is my username. This my user. As soon as I log in with my username, the Windows create a profile for me. Okay, what is this profile? The profile, it's in C users, and this is the profile of me. What we mean by profile? Profile is a couple of settings the Windows tailored it, or make it only for you. What I mean by this, for example, this is my Windows user profile. I can change the icons on the desktop, I can change the taskbar, I can change a lot of, even the behavior or the appearance of the Windows. All of this I can do it. Okay, and as soon as I log off from this machine and another user logs in with his user account, he will not see any of the changes that I made in my desktop, in my taskbar, and so on and so forth. So this kind of personalizing your user account, Windows do this by something called Windows 10 profile, and I show you where is the profile of the user. The profile is in C users, and then here is my profile. So what I will do by the DevProf, the DevProf will make my changes in my desktop and the changes in my taskbar, and all of the changes I made in my user profile, it will be typical, or it will be the copy, or it will be the default for any user that logs in with his user account on this machine. For example, if I do certain changes in my profile and do a lot of changes, and then I log off, okay, and another user logged in, he can see my when he logs in, he will see the same changes applied to his user profile. So he can see my changes in the taskbar, my changes in my icons, and so on. So this, I want to make my user profile the default Windows user profile. So any user logs in with his user account on this machine, he can see my profile setting as his default, or he can see my changes in my profile. He will also can see it, or he will take an exact copy of my changes in my profile. He will also be applied to him. So why we do this? For example, I need to have a unified appearance for the Windows for all of my users. For example, I need the user when he logs in, he can see this icons in the taskbar. I need him to see certain icons on the desktop. I need him to see certain changes or previews in my for example, I need him to see the control panel as a small icon. So all of this I will do it in my profile, and then I will use the DevProf program to make my user profile the default Windows 10 profile for any user. So any user, when he logs in, he will see the control panel in small icons, he will see the icons like this in the taskbar, he will see the icons on the desktop. So this is why we use, or why I want my profile to be a default Windows 10 user profile. So in this video I will show you all how to do it. We have stopped here the last video. We have done all of the changes, we have done all of the icons on the desktop, we have done all of the icons in the taskbar. So I need this appearance and this icons and desktop to be the default appeared, or the default profile, or be the default setting for all of the users. Okay, so now I have my, this is my profile, or this is the user, it's Keraof1. I will log off from this user and I will log with another user called Keraof2. Then I will use the DevProf program to make the user profile of Keraof1 to be the default profile for all of the users on this machine. And we will make a user called test and see if test logged in, he will see the same icons in the taskbar and the same icons on the desktop. So stay tuned and let me show you all how this is done. So let's do it. So now we have signed out, or logged out. So now what we can see here, we can see that we have Keraof2. I will log in with this user, and then I will tell him through this user to copy this profile and make it the default Windows 10 user profile. Okay, so here is, we can see here something different. We can see here that the appearance of the desktop and the taskbar are different than Keraof1. So this is the default, okay, that will appear for any user. We want to change this default not to reflect this shape, but to reflect my profile shape. Okay, actually another thing, guys, I need to tell you concerning the Windows 10 LTSC. Windows 10 LTSC, I think, will receive security updates for 10 years. Okay, so this is the license, or this is the duration for the security updates. So it will still receive security updates. We said before that it receives only security updates and doesn't receive Windows feature updates. So the support for Microsoft for this Windows 10 LTSC version, okay, I think it's 10 years. Okay, just 1 minute. Windows 10 LTSC 2019, let's say support date. So let's do it. So Windows 10 LTSC, we can see here that it started 2018. Okay, so it's supported from 2018 until 2024. So this is the life cycle of this version. Okay, and actually there is a lot of versions that come out of the box, or there is a lot of versions concerning Windows 10 LTSC, but here we can see that it started from 2018 and it will end 2024. So we have here a window of 4 years, so you can use this version for 4 years and receive updates, Windows updates for this version for 4 years. So this is very good. It's a stable one, so you can use it for 4 years, and then after 4 years you need to change it and use another version. But actually this version have a lot of updates, so you can see that Windows 10 LTSC will have maybe after the end of 4 years, maybe will appear Windows 10 LTSC 2020, for example. So this, the support date will it was from 13/11/2018, and it will end 2024 or 2024. So this is one of the advantages. It has a stable, or it will not expire unless it is for 4 years. Okay, so this is one of the things you need to take into consideration. So let's continue what we were doing. So here now we will open the we need to go and run the program of devprof. Okay, actually the location of this program, first of all we will eject this the CD-ROM of the office, and then we will use the devprof. Also I have the program of devprof here. It's up in the folder. So we need to go to the command prompt and tell him to go to this folder. Okay, to go to this folder in D. Okay, devprof, here is the program. So we need to go to the command prompt and change the location or the directory to go to this directory that contains the program itself. Okay, so here we tell him run, and then we tell him cmd. We need to run this as administrator. Okay, so here we'll tell him cd or change directory to cd devprof, but here you need to tell him D. So after changing the directory, you need to tell him D double dots, so go to the D partition. Okay, so here this is the icon, or this is the command that we will type. We will tell him devprof.exe, and then this is the profile that we needed to make, or this is my profile that I needed to be the default Windows 10 user profile, so any user can see my changes in my profiles. Okay, to be their default setting. Okay, so we will test this. So here we go to the D, and then we tell him devprof.exe slash k-rao1. So now he tell me you need to run this as administrator. So this is one of the problems. Okay, so now right click, okay, and then okay, and then we will tell him run as administrator. So we will run the command prompt. You can tell him run, I have another way. We can tell him start and then run. Okay, or type cmd and then right click and tell him run as administrator. So this is it. And tell him yes, and then we will tell him cd or change the directory to the devprof program, and then tell him D, and then devprof.exe, then the default then the profile that you need to be the default Windows 10 profile. Okay, so this is my profile. I need it to be the default Windows 10 user profile, and this is he will install a service in the Windows service called Forensic X Management Service. He will use this service to copy the profile, okay, and make it the default Windows 10 profile. Maybe some of you are suspicious about installing a service. You can, after making the profile or making your profile the default Windows 10 profile, you can delete this service completely or disable it. Okay, this is for you. You can do it. Okay, so if you are suspicious about any service to be installed, okay, so now we will copy, or he is now copying he's telling you to install the service, so he can copy or make your profile the default Windows 10 profile. So now the Forensics Management Service is running, or the service is running, and now he tell you that I have copied everything, but there is 2 errors that appeared. Now what we will do, now log in with the user called test and see if there is the changes I made in my profile will be also in his profile. remember that Kera-of2 didn't reflect any of my profile setting. None are for the desktop, none for the taskbar, so he has a completely separate desktop and a separate profile, different completely than mine. So now we will see if test will be like Kera-of1. Okay, so now we will log in with test. And actually there is also another thing you need to do. When you log in, we need to go, okay, you remember that we have already changed the documents of the user's profile from the C to the D. Remember, we have made a folder called my documents, and we have changed all of, or moved all of the documents of the users or the user folders from the user's folders profile from the C to the D. Okay, so you need to do something when you log in for the first time. So what you need to do, you need to log in. So here, this is the user test. We can see that we have successfully made the changes in the, or my changes in my profile appears the same for him, okay, and so on. So but another important issue, you need, before testing your user or logging to test the profile changes, you need to log in with an admin account. Okay, so this test, you could make it as an admin account, and then you need to click on each one of these folders that we have changes their location. Click on them only once, okay, so that the transfer of the files is done. Okay, so without doing this, these folders will not be copied. Okay, we need to log in the Windows with a user that has admin rights, and then we need to click on each one of these folders, okay, and they will automatically be or they will be transferred to the D location or the D my document location. If you didn't do this, this will not be changed, or this folders will still be in the C. This is the only thing I ask you to do. You will do it once. We need to do this once. So after doing my documents folder in the D and transferred all of my folders in my profile to the D, you need to log in to another account, okay, or with another Windows 10 user account, and this user should be an admin, and click on each one of these folders so the transfer is complete. Okay, if you didn't do this, this will not be changed. You need to do this once with one user account. Do it once. So we will click on them and we can see that they will be transferred. So here we are clicking on all of them. Again, we will go so we will click on desktop, we click on documents, okay, on documents, and here we can see that if you go to the security or the sharing, sorry, go to the location, it's D my documents, and then we will click on this one, and then on this one and this one. So we need to click once on every one of these folders, okay, only once with one user. Okay, so all of them are transferred now. Okay, so if you didn't do this, okay, I will tell you all here, if you didn't click on each one of these folders, we will not see them in my documents, and actually the next user that will log in will not see his folders here. Okay, so you need, after making the changes, or after we have done changes from moving these folders to the D, we need to log in with another user account, okay, and click on each one of these folders so we can complete the process of the moving. Okay, so now we will complete. Now we can see that the changes in the desktop and the taskbar, all of them are done and all of the folders are moved. We can see that all of them are moved with a completely new profile. This is the test one, and after doing all of this test, we need to go, what we will do, we need to go and delete the test user, because we will take an image of this virtual machine, so we don't need the test user to be taken with our image. So now what I'm doing here, I'm doing a folder, okay, and put of them and tell them sources and put all of the programs in it. So now we have made all of the changes we need. We have installed the necessary programs. We have made my profile, the Windows 10 user profile. So the last step we need to do is to sysprep this machine and then export it, okay, because this is a virtual machine, so we'll export it, and this export or this exported virtual machine will be our template. Okay, so now what we will do now, we need to first go and delete the test user from our Windows system, operating system, okay, because we don't need the test user to be taken in the image. So now what we will do, we will go there and delete the test user. So now what we will do, we will go now and network sharing. First of all, because I have done some static IP setting for this virtual machine, so I need to change it or need to get off this static IP. I was doing I needed some static IP for this machine, but now I will remove it because this will be an image, so I don't need to have any static IPs taken. So now we have removed the static IP, and then I need to delete the test user because we have already successfully tested our setting. So we will delete the test user, and after deleting the test user we will make a sysprep. Okay, the sysprep process, it is something like I have discussed this before in the let's see, we have discussed this in the Marvel and DC United lab. Okay, so I have discussed what is the Sysprep. Actually, Sysprep, it's something like okay, actually I don't need to discuss it more, because if you want to see what I mean by Sysprep, because sorry, refer to my Marvel and DC United lab. There is a video concerning what is the Sysprep. Anyway, so here what we will do, we have deleted the test user, and then we don't need to shut down the machine. We need to first make Sysprep for this machine. Okay, but I think I will take a checkpoint. I think we can pause it real quickly anyway. So So now what I do, I will make a checkpoint for this machine. Or I think I will take an image first. Okay. First of all, I think don't need this one, because here I am making this as a static IP, but this is not. No, you can pause it real quickly because I don't need it. So now we have again powered off or powered on the machine. Okay, then we will make now Sysprep. So we will open the C and then go to the Windows and then go to the System32 folder. So here, where is the System32? Here is System32. No, not the state. system32, and then we will make or we have the folder of Sysprep, then we will run it. Okay, run as administrator. Okay, of course I am an administrator, but just to make sure. And then we will tell him to generalize, so you need to tell him generalize and then shut down. Okay, so after he finishes Sysprep this machine, he will shut it down. Okay, so after he shut it down, this machine will be now ready to be a template. Okay, so we will export it. Okay, and we have our machine or virtual machine exported, and this will be the exported virtual machine will be the template for any virtual machine we need to be a workstation that contains Windows 10 LTSC. Okay, so now we have the machine was closed, so now the Sysprep is finished and the machine is closed. So now what we will do, we will now go and export the virtual machine. Okay, so we put it in a folder, and then after that, if we need to create any virtual machine, a new virtual machine, we will go and get this exported virtual machine, Hyper-V. Okay, export. Okay, so this is the way you can do a template or a master image, okay, using the Hyper-V. Okay, so now we will export it. Let me show you all. Okay, so by doing this, we have finished our video, or the second part of the video, of creating a desktop master image. So we have done all of the things we need. We have already installed Windows 10 LTSC, and we have put all of the necessary programs on it. We have used the depprof to make a certain Windows 10 user profile to be the default Windows 10 user profile, and we have Sysprep the machine, and then we have exported it because this is a virtual machine, and this exported virtual machine will be our template, okay, for any newly created virtual machine. Okay, in the physical world, you need to take an image, maybe by any imaging program, something like I don't know, actually there is a lot of programs concerning this. So here I have exported this virtual machine. So now this is this is the machine itself, and this is the hard disk, and this is the snapshot. So this will be our master image. Okay, this is how we can take a master image, or we make a master image for our machines in our environment. So hope this video was informative for you all, and would like to thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.